Hello class, in this video I want to talk to you a little bit about an important aspect of revising your papers, which is analyzing whether or not your paragraphs have unity and whether or not you need to move information from one paragraph to another. So in academic writing, when we talk about unity in a paragraph, we mean that all of the elements of the paragraph are working together and are basically in the right place. In a research essay, it's very easy to, pull something from one source and you're writing it in your rough draft and you realize later on, oh, it should be in a different paragraph, or it should be removed altogether, or it should have its own paragraph and be expanded. Right? That's part of the revision process. This is also true in non-research based essays. You may need to look at examples, descriptive elements, whatever you're writing in that paragraph, and make sure that it is a unified whole. So specifically in revision, one technique that you can use to go through the material and make sure that it's all sorted correctly would be to have some sort of notation for yourself. And here I've used an underline to underline the thesis sentence of the paragraph or the topic sentence of the paragraph. Right, just as your thesis should address the whole paper, your topic sentence for a paragraph should be supported by all the details in that paragraph. So in other words, I'm going to read through, and every time that I finish a sentence, I'm going to relate it back to that topic sentence and say, does this help support this idea? Does it fit under this? So here we are. The detective profession, as reported by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, is a continuously growing field due to the high demand for justice. This paragraph is going to be about how the field is growing and, how you get paid for it as well. The police detective is one of the well-paying professions. So I would go ahead and be happy to group those things together. The field is growing. The field is a well-paying field. So every sentence that I find in this paragraph should connect to that idea in some way. And so I'm going down, talking about salaries. We have a nice internal citation, and then a little bit, although there are some duties, most of the task is field-based, that's fine. And then here, when we get down to this bolded text, this is where this chunk starts to feel like it belongs in a paragraph with a different main idea. Being a law enforcement profession, a detective job can become extremely dangerous, particularly when in direct conflict with high-profile criminals. Nonetheless, the detective can be highly rewarding because the result of a successful investigation is a safer community. So that is a little bit of a detour from the main idea of this particular paragraph, right? If you reread that, I think you'll agree that that feels like it belongs in a paragraph that is about maybe the pros and cons of law enforcement, or maybe about the overall motivation for people to go into law enforcement. But it's not appropriate for how law enforcement is a growing field where you get paid well. If we go down here, we'll see another example. Because it is hard to tell how much time a case might consume, detectives, are assigned rotationally. Detectives with simpler cases could voluntarily assist their colleagues with complex ones, or they could be swapped to increase the efficiency of the investigation. Moreover, detectives work together in conducting research, evidence interpretation, and interviewing witnesses. So again, this is kind of a detour away from it's a growing field, you get paid well. These couple of sentences feel like they really belong in what is the day-to-day work like, right? How do police departments with detectives run? How are they functioning? What's the workload like? So that feels like it, again, belongs in a paragraph with a different main idea. So as you're going through and revising your existing draft, you're going to identify and locate your topic sentence for each paragraph. And as you go through, you're going to make sure that every sentence you've written goes back and actually supports and talks about the idea in that main topic sentence.